Well, welcome to Beat Diabetes. We have a table full of stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we have a whole lot on the table.
Might call it food stuff.
Food stuff.
And if anybody took a close look at it, they might say, okay, well, you're going to talk about snacks today.
Yep.
But we're not talking about snacks.
We're not talking about snacks.
Because at Beat Diabetes, we recommend you don't ever eat a snack at all. That you eat 2 good meals, have some bulletproof coffee in the morning, eat 2 meals within 6 hours, and bam, you're done for the day.
Yep.
So these can be part of your meal. But you know, there are a couple of reasons why people use sides. A lot of times you go to a restaurant and you order some main dish.
Yeah.
And they say, well, what sides would you like with that? You've been asked that, right?
Yeah.
What sides would you like? And then you say, well, I don't know. What do you have? And they say, well, if you look on the menu, you'll see we've got this, we've got that.
That one. Mm-hmm.
These are sides for keto folks, Beat Diabetes people.
Okay, now.
That don't want to go high carb.
No high carbs.
Now, a lot of times when you think about sandwiches, you realize there are several reasons why people use bread and make sandwiches.
Okay.
One is, if I took all the ingredients of a sandwich without the bread and just put it in your hands, that wouldn't be too cool, would it?
Yeah, it won't be, but don't do it. Don't try it.
We did that once before.
Yeah,
she
we did.
remembers. So it has a practical sense. It kind of holds the stuff that's in between the bread. Also, it has a sense of helping you to fill up. A lot of times if you take the bread off and you just eat what would be in the sandwich, you would not get full.
Yeah.
And so it has a practical side. It has a filling side. And then bread kind of tastes good, not super great. There's more wonderful, tasty foods besides sliced bread, although I admit, if you go to an Italian restaurant and they make those big rolls with garlic in them, those can be pretty good. And there's no bread that ever matched my mama's homemade bread. She would make bread in the oven and bring it out. And I don't know what she did, but somehow that homemade bread was better than any bread I've ever had since then.
You tried to make a little homemade, but yours didn't really turn out like that, did it?
No, it didn't. All right. So if you're thinking about putting something on some kind of a base, I call the bread a base. You load it on the base. Yeah. And then you put the top on as well. I don't recommend a top bread, though, in any way. Mm-mm. So we could try keto bread. Let me just get this out. So there you have it. Not very big slice.
Not a very big.
But it feels like bread.
Okay.
And
it's bread. Mm-hmm.
Take a taste. See if you like the taste. What do you think?
It tastes good.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Bread. It's not a gay bread,
not a gay bread.
It's bread. This is better than regular bread, in my opinion. It will not jack your blood sugar up nearly so high. Okay. But some people do report that keto bread products do raise their blood sugar quite a bit.
Yeah.
This next item, I had nearly forgotten.
Okay.
This goes way back into my history, folks. I mean, we're talking 20 years or so.
Okay.
When I was just starting to realize, for the sake of my blood sugar, I had to eat low-carb meals, low-carb foods, I read Dr. Richard Bernstein's book, and he recommended something called Wasa crackers. But not all Wasa crackers are equal in terms of their carbs, and this is the best you can find, as far as at least the best I could find. It's called light rye bread, and it has 15 grams of carbs for 2 of these crackers, this size, and 4 are fiber. So that's 11 for 2 crackers, which means for one of these, what I'm holding in my hand, would be about 5.5 grams of carbs. Still, it's something. If you ate about 3 or 4 of them, the carbs would start to mount up. But if you just had 1 or even maybe 2, you might get away with it. Of course, it wouldn't taste very good by itself. Go ahead, take a taste of the Wasa cracker and tell me how delicious it is. What's the number one word that comes to mind when you take a taste of that Wasa?
Chaff.
Chaff. That's her word for something that tastes rough and rugged and not very pleasant and not very sweet. It's flat. It's hard. It's chaffy. But you can put stuff on it, and it's really not so bad. And I used to do that. This was one of my little things I would eat sometimes.
Yeah.
In those early days, I found so many other choices. Now I don't find them. I don't eat these. Haven't in years, but today we will.
Yeah.
So put a couple of pieces of this deli meat on there, and we've got some deli cheese. We won't eat the whole thing because we got a bunch of things to taste.
Okay.
Better than the cracker by itself, right?
Yeah, it's better than the cracker itself.
Now, this cheese is made by Sargento, and it is 0 carbs. So this is better than the kind of like Kraft packages of wrapped cheese that you could find. Those have several carbs and a lot of artificial stuff. This is more natural. So this is pretty good. Now, talking about my ancient history, we have another thing that is a blast from the past for me. Hand me that bowl right there.
That's the blast for the past.
Blast from the past.
Okay, from the past. Mm-hmm.
And this is tuna salad. My mom used to make tuna salad sandwiches every so often. I think sometimes even for dinner we would have tuna salad sandwiches or for lunch.
Okay.
Maybe a little soup with it. And it's really not bad. And the interesting thing, when I was first trying to corral my blood sugar and keep it down,
Yeah.
I realized, hand me those, the mayo and the tuna and one of those pickle relishes. The 3 ingredients that make up a tuna salad sandwich, I mean, you could add other things to it.
Yeah.
But the ones, I've always been a simple guy. You can attest to that, right? You can confirm?
Yeah, very simple.
Very simple. Couldn't get much simpler. And so I would, in fact, at one point in my single days before I met you, I was so unused to cooking for myself. And at that time I had 3 kids to take care of. I had to look up on Google how to make a tuna salad sandwich. That's pretty bad.
Very bad.
When you've got to Google how to make a tuna salad sandwich. Well, I looked it up and found out.
Hey, Google, tell me how to
do it. And Google told me. So mayonnaise, most mayonnaise, not all, so you got to check the ingredients, but most mayonnaise has 0 carbs. You could eat this whole can of mayo or this whole bottle of mayo, theoretically, wouldn't raise your blood sugar at all.
Once. At once? No.
Well, you could. I mean, theoretically. I won't promise. And then tuna. This tuna has how many carbs? 0. So we got 0 carbs with the mayonnaise.
And 0 carbs.
0 carbs with the tuna. And now we've got the relish. And the relish has, can you guess?
Drum roll, tell us.
0 carbs. 0, 0, and 0. 000.
Can't go wrong with this.
So that means you can make your big old bowl of tuna salad, right? You could just have to figure out something to put it on. And if you put it on regular bread, you got troubles. Okay. So we are going to not put it on regular bread. Yeah. No, ma'am. We could put it on one of these Wasa crackers.
Okay.
Link in the description if you're interested.
Okay.
But we won't. We could put it on...
We're not putting it on this one?
No.
Oh, no.
We could put it on the chaffle.
Chaffle. Mm-hmm.
We could put it on a piece of keto bread and probably get by with it, especially if we just do one. And then we could put it on... And this is really the best of all, in my opinion, as far as celery is just natural. You don't have to do anything to make it. You just go to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
And it's not 0 carbs, but it's close to 0. It's like 0.7 gram of carbs for a stalk of celery. So, I mean, this is really nice and it tastes good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you your choice. What do you prefer to put? Just a spoonful on. We're not going to eat a whole bunch, but just to get a good bite of your tuna salad sandwich or celery or chaffle or what do you want to do?
I can put here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put mine on some bread. I may have the rest of it off camera.
Okay.
And that's a little more than I need. And you put yours, don't fill up the whole chaffle, but do
just a little.
Yeah, just a side of it.
It's not bad at all.
Not bad.
It's really good. Mm-hmm.
Now, this doesn't just go way back in my history. Mm-hmm. This goes back in our history. Mm. Because when we used to do African missions, where we would personally go, would always take tuna salad ingredients.
Yeah, I was always making that.
And I had the toughest time getting you to make the tuna salad.
Do we have to tell all that?
You'd want to make anything else but. I would have to beg and plead and cry and whine until finally I'd wear you out in about 3 days and you're all right, I'll make it. And then I knew I had it for 2 or 3 days. But it was not easy getting you to make that tuna salad and to mix those 3 ingredients together.
Are you kidding?
Folks, you heard it first at Beat Diabetes.
But after the whole thing, I make that sandwich and I make it really good. He loves it.
Yeah, I have no
Okay, why are you telling them that you have to beg me to make you a sandwich?
It's the fact that I've got to put on so much pressure to get you to make it. That's the problem.
This is a full one now.
I've got enough to last me for several days, that's for sure. Now, I talked about the celery. Celery is a great option to put stuff on.
Yeah.
And you want something filling. Now, celery is not filling. I mean, you could eat 5 stalks of it, and in 2 hours you'd be hungry again. It's just not a filling food. There's not enough fat to it. It's just it's mostly water is what it is.
Okay.
With some fiber and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you put some fat on it, suddenly it becomes filling. And it can taste quite good, depending on what you put on. So let's start with the, this is cream cheese.
Yeah.
Cream cheese goes perfectly on celery.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it. Now, the thing that's interesting about cream cheese, this is Philadelphia cream cheese, the original, the kind Mama used to buy for me, or for us. Total carbs for a serving, which is 1 ounce, about 1/8 of a package. Total carbs, less than 1 gram. Whenever you see less than 1 gram, you know it's just about as safe as a food can be. I mean, maybe it's got a little bit more carb than a hamburger patty, but for cheese, that is awesome. Now, there is another option we have to put on celery. Don't eat all that celery because we need you to put some of this on there. We had an older version of peanut butter. I was going to use it, and Benedicta gave me strict orders. Do not use the old stuff. We have to bring in the new stuff so it looks more presentable. So here we are with the new stuff. I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, Dennis, you big dummy. You're using Peter Pan peanut butter, and I'll bet you they added some sugar to it. And you're right, they did, but not much. I looked at the peanut butter aisle and spent several minutes today when I was at the store. And I compared natural peanut butter that has no sugar added versus this. And computed the net carbs. This is 5 grams of net carbs per 2 tablespoons. The natural sugar that is not nearly so good as this was 4 grams of net carbs per 2 tablespoons. So I thought, man, you're sacrificing a lot of taste just to save 1 gram of net carbs. So I thought, man, that's not worth it. So that's why I got the real stuff. As I was looking around the store, I found some dips that do not have hardly any carbs to them.
Okay.
We've got pub cheese.
Pub cheese.
You probably never heard of pub cheese.
Never heard of it.
Now, triple cheddar pimento cheese.
Never heard of it.
Now, once again, this is like oldies but goodies. This goes back into my past.
See, he's bringing his pass. Do I have to start bringing my pass? Huh?
Yeah, feel free. My mama she didn't buy exactly this type. This has got the triple cheddar plus pimento. She bought pimento cheese, period. And we had that all of my growing up years. Yep. Pimento cheese. After I got away from home, grew up, I stopped eating pimento cheese for one reason or another. It wasn't really because of the carbs.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it just seemed like an extra thing to buy that you didn't need to.
Yeah.
But we had it frequently when I was a kid. Now this, because it has this triple cheddar to it, it only has, 1 gram of carbs per serving
Not bad.
Whatever this is. So that's not bad. So
Not bad.
triple cheddar pimento,
Okay.
pub cheese, and then we've got spinach and artichoke dip.
Spinach, huh?
And this doesn't have many carbs, if I can see this. Total carbs, 1 gram per serving. So not many carbs.
Yeah.
Spinach and artichoke, though, I'm not so sure the flavor's going to knock me over. We'll see. So we're going to try a little spoonful of each on these things. And then the weirdest of all the dips, buffalo-style chicken. Buffalo-style. Who ever heard of a chicken dip? But I guess, and it says white meat, chicken, buffalo-style sauce, celery, mayonnaise, cream cheese, sharp cheddar cheese. I guess they blend up that chicken to the point where it becomes like a sauce mixed in with all these other ingredients. So I've not tasted this. Not sure I would ever buy this if it wasn't for this video.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of weird to me, making a dip out of chicken. You dip your chicken in your chicken, you might say.
Well, if you can blend it, you can dip it.
Yeah. So we're going to take a real quick 4-dip test. Well, having a hard time getting that down, aren't you?
It's good.
It's good. Is it really good, slightly good, a little bit good, mediocre? How good is it?
Very good.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, here is the pimento cheese, folks. What I used to eat as a boy, except it's got extra stuff in there. So, but it looks very similar to the pimento that Mama used to buy us. So let's just try this, see how it tastes. Now for this rather strange, in my mind, spinach and artichoke dip. Maybe some of you eat this a lot. I don't, but it's low in carbs. Okay, your assessment?
It's good.
My assessment? Not a big fan. The spinach artichoke taste doesn't thrill me. So, my love, I think I'm going to make this a gift to you. You can just finish this off on your own, because that is not exciting to me.
Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate this.
Now, for the wonder of wonders, who would think you could turn chicken into a dip?
Yeah.
But here it is, buffalo-style chicken dip.
Okay.
And your assessment of the buffalo dip?
It has a kind of sour taste and pepperish.
Okay. Very spicy. I say very spicy. Probably a real spice lover wouldn't think too much of it. But in my mind, that's pretty spicy. And it's salty.
Yeah.
So you don't really think so much that you're eating chicken, but you're getting a lot of spice and salt and a little cheesy feeling. So I could see that like on a party night, using it with some pork skins, pork skins that fried pork skin, you dip into that.
Okay.
And then you've got a nice Diet Coke or something to kind of wash it down.
Okay.
That might work. But otherwise, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, a lot of choices.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you that when you go keto and adopt a diabetes-beating diet, all your choices are limited to eating hamburger patties every night. There are so many, many choices. Always test your blood sugar after eating some of this stuff and see. But as far as I can tell, this is all so low carb, it's not going to be a problem.
One more to go, sweetie. One more to go. And this is my special, what will I call it? Special topping.
It's like a topping, and you could put it on a chaffle.
Yeah, you can eat it as we are
or
tasting
you could put
other
it
ones.
on celery.
Yep.
This has an equal blend of sour cream and cream cheese.
A lot of ingredients in there, sweetie. Why are you giving away my ingredients?
Not a lot of ingredients. 2, sour cream, cream cheese, and then you have to sweeten it with some non-sugar sweetener, like a sugar-free syrup or some erythritol or some allulose, whatever you choose. But you got to put some of that in or it wouldn't be exciting. But by the time you add that, it becomes exciting. So let me just put a little on here. This is so good. I think I'm going to eat the entire celery stalk.
Okay.
Right now.
Easy. He loves it already without tasting it.
I'm getting sloppy.
Sweetie, what are you doing? This is the best among all.
Out of all these different things we've tried, you happen to like the one that you made yourself, the Benedicta Pollock version.
Why not?